Well, a warm welcome along to LUTV's coverage this afternoon. It is the PL2 Division 2 clash between Leeds United and Stoke City's U23s. This is the game from Thorpe Park, slightly delayed as we get Stoke's team have been out for a good few minutes, but Leeds United's team on their way round from Thorpe Park. So we'll run you through what is a very strong Leeds United's starting 11 today for Mark Jackson. Talia Kapil, Nahal Huggins, Leif Davis, Calvin Phillips, Charlie Cresswell, Diego Llorente, Helder Costa, Jack Jenkins, Tyler Roberts, Sam Greenwood and Jan Paveda. The bench for the Whites today is Danny van der Heuvel, Noah Kenner, Ollie Casey, Stuart McKinstry and last week's hat-trick scorer Crescencio Somerville. As for today's visitors, the Potters, Stoke go with Blondie and Koué in goal, Kieran Coates, Moritz Bauer, Lewis Macari, Will Forrester, Kevin Bimmer, Daniel Malone, Tom Sparrow, Ethan Varian, Adam Porter and Christian Norton as their starting 11 today. Kevin Russell's bench is Robbie Hemfrey, Connor Taylor, Edward Jones, Gabriel Adibambo and Douglas Taylor. Busy day in the PL2 today. We've got a couple of games coming up, as well as this one. Crystal Palace versus Fulham has just got underway, and later today Burnley versus Wolves, which is a game that we will be paying a closer eye to because Wolves are Leeds United's closest challengers in the PL2 table. It is a 6-point gap, of course. As you can see, Wolves do have the advantage in terms of an extra game on hand in Leeds, but they've got to win it when they play Middlesbrough, Villa, Palace, Norwich all in line. And Stoke, if they win today, which of course we hope is not the case, can go up to third in the table. And we know Stoke's threat and the one they'll pose because they beat Leeds 4-0 in the first game of the 23s season a few months ago. Leeds' team have certainly learnt from that lesson and kicked on in a number of areas, and their form is rather superb on home soil, and that hopefully there is no jinx. They remain top of the PL2 Division 2. They've won 4 in a row since that defeat to Newcastle away, and at home it is 7 unbeaten. They've won 6 of those games and they've all come in a row. Last 5 for Leeds, lost to Newcastle, so it's West Brom, Villa, Burnley and that victory against Burnley last week where Somerville was the star of the show with his hat-trick. This man taking notes from the referee and just waiting for the official coin toss. Charlie Cresswell was also very instrumental in that performance. Stoke have lost 3 in 5, 7th in the table. They haven't played though since the 21st of December, so the fact that Leeds played last week could be to their advantage. A bit sharper, hopefully, on what is a new pitch for the 23s to play. We've normally played at other parts of Leeds United's fabulous training ground, but today different pitch for the players to try and get the 3 points on. Stoke's last 5, they lost to Aston Villa, beat Crystal Palace, lost to Burnley, lost to Newcastle and a victory over West Brom, and Leeds had a decent game against West Brom, 2-1 last time out. If you're looking for Stoke's danger man, is Ethan Varian, who got a hat-trick last time out. He's now on 5 for the season. Sam Greenwood is on 7 for Leeds. And it could be an exciting game because Kevin Russell's side did go into a 4-0 lead against West Brom before conceding 3 and making life pretty exciting. We do have a slight delay at Thorpe Park, so we will bring you the action as soon as we've got the go-ahead from today's officials. Both sets of players just being told to keep warm for the time being. And depending on how long the delay is, it might be best to hand back to studio and come back in due course. So hopefully get underway in a few minutes' time. Leeds United versus Stoke. We'll run you through the 2 teams when we return. Game finally has the go-ahead to get underway. Tyler Roberts and Jan Paveda will get this game in the PL2 Division 2 underway at Thorpe Arch. A reminder of the Leeds team is Cafield, Huggins, Davis, Phillips, Cresswell, Llorente, Costa, Jenkins, Roberts, Greenwood and Pervader. Stoke straight away on the attack, trying to put pressure on Leeds' back line. I believe it's a think about pairing of Llorente and Cresswell. Davis at left back now, Huggins at right back for a rare change. He has played there a couple of times this season. Steve Davis just caught the Stoke man on the right hand side, and it will be a free kick to the Potters. It was their number 2, Kieran Coates, that he just clipped on his way to the edge of the Leeds box. Pressure from Pervader, and Ian Costa can try and bring it away. Both wingers combining down the left-hand side. Jenkins with a rare run forward, but of course with Phillips behind him for the time being in this first half, he can do that as Costa gets to the ball. Decent delivery, the Leeds win an early throw-in. It should be Greenwood and Jenkins in the middle. Phillips just sitting behind. Davis to Jenkins, to Costa. Cresswell has Llorente just pulling a little bit further wide for him, and he uses Leeds United number 6. Back with Leeds Davis now. Now Huggins is in acres of space on the right, and Davis will try and go that way. It is Llorente that picks it up first. Confidently he brings it out from the back. It's to Greenwood. First touch is a little heavy, but he gets him away from trouble. Greenwood towards goal and just past the post. Like a pressure at first from Sam Greenwood, and took a full advantage of that to charge towards the edge of the box, but just couldn't wrap his foot around it to beat Nkue in the Stoke goal. And it remains goalless at Thorpe Arch as we wait for a new ball. Ty Roberts will lead the line through the middle. Great run again from Greenwood, who got a goal last time out against Burnley from a set piece. Drilled effort into the floor and continues to impress through the middle of midfield the last couple of weeks. Started his 23s career as a centre forward, and I'm sure if changes are to be made at the break, he'll move a bit further forward today as well, as Pervader putting the hard yards in, trying to put pressure on that Stoke defence. Roberts joins in. The pressure works in Leeds' favour as Cresswell goes to Phillips. A couple of Stoke players losing their footing. Costa to Roberts. Pervader's in the box. Roberts is going to try and twist his way towards the edge of the penalty area, and he wins Leeds United a corner. Phillips across the take. Charlie Cresswell will be one of the main targets. Diego Llorente likewise, and 2 centre-backs will try and cause a problem as Phillips signals to the far post. The ball just gets caught in the wind. Keeper comes and misses it, and it is going to be a free kick. I'm not sure if that's for a foul on the keeper or the fact it hit Pervader towards the arm. But a teasing delivery from Phillips, almost creating a chance for Leeds. Greenwood misses the tackle and Stoke pile forward. It is with Bauer, up front it comes, and Davis wins it back. Phillips back into midfield, but the referee has decided to give a free kick. Adam Porter stood over it. Phillips heads away. Davis in a duel with Ethan Varian, as I said beforehand, the hat-trick goal scorer for Stoke against West Brom last time out, so he's the main threat for them through the middle. Llorente caught as he clears the ball away, and Leeds will get the free kick. He was looking for Poveda. Good to see Diego Llorente back playing, getting a few more match minutes. Stop-start career so far at Ellen Road. Hopefully the last of that, and can kick on now after hopefully another big performance today and a victory for Leeds. Llorente looking for Huggins down the line. It's a really good ball. Greenwood's got to it first instead. Greenwood tries to get past the defender in William Forrester. The Stoke captain clears the danger. Jenkins nips in, and Leeds trying to start the attacks further up the pitch, but it is going to be a Stoke throw-in. Great ball from Llorente down the line looking for Huggins, and it'll be an area that they can try and exploit. Normally see him down the left doing runs like that, but with Davis on this near side, it's a different kind of fish today. Llorente, good interception into Phillips, who's able to pick out Jenkins. Poveda turns quickly, sidesteps past one. Lovely footwork from Jan Poveda, but that isn't as effective as he chops down the Stoke man for a free kick. Poveda has to be strong here. He's pulled to the floor. Thomas Sparrow, the man that's a little bit too aggressive in the tackle. Leeds take that free kick quickly inside the first 10 minutes, and Greenwood's effort the only real chance for Leeds to try and open the scoring. Costa with Davis again. Those two have seen plenty of the ball early doors as Leeds come down the left this time with Roberts. He pulled wide. Poveda again working to try and put the keeper under pressure, and Nkwe slips. Still manages to get the ball away, and now Cresswell picks up the loose pass to Costa. Good first touch out of his feet to Roberts. Roberts' pass makes it to Costa, albeit slightly delayed. Davis over the top, looking for Roberts. Beautiful touch. Jenkins gets on the end of it. Tyler Roberts, I feel, was probably hoping to have a go himself there, and that audacious flick maybe deserved that opportunity. Really good work from Tyler Roberts, and looking pretty confident out there. Had an impact off the bench on Saturday. And playing quite well for the 23s and getting a few goals as Jenkins gives a free kick away. This time a foul on Christian Norton. Porter takes it short to Macari. To Coates. Back to Macari now. Roberts gets to him first. He's going to get the look of the bounce, and Poveda can't get there. Defender tries to put Poveda off, and he's having a good battle, Poveda, up front with those Stoke defenders. Jenkins nips in. Really important tackle. Greenwood gets away from trouble, but only to be chopped down eventually by Porter in midfield. In fact, it was Daniel Malone that's got him this time. The high press from Leeds seemingly unsettling Stoke inside the early stages. Davis to Costa. Wants to return pass. Nearly gets to it. Referee doesn't listen to any of the appeals for a free kick to Stoke, despite Varian's best attempt. Roberts and Davis. Back to Roberts again, makes two defenders miss and passes a little short, looking for Jenkins. Llorente's going to get there, he's going to go for goal, and just over the top. Well, that's not a bad effort at all from there. He's been very sharp to get in with those quick interceptions, straight on the attackers as quick as he can. But once he'd done that, I don't really think any of his teammates expected him to go for goal from where he was. He had options to pass to Huggins, but not interested, and that's some effort. Leeds unlucky to not be one ahead. Davis comes out of left back to win that header. I say this often, but Leif Davis has got a tremendous leap, and he really does get up high for these set pieces, so he's always good to come across from left back and help out, and he does just that. As now Roberts gets across to Costa. Costa might need a bit of help here from Roberts, and he is going to go and work the angle. Roberts into the box, goes towards that far post, and nobody could get on the end of it. It skims across past Poveda and Greenwood and out for a goal kick. Davis with the tackle, it's a strong one. Stoke player felt the effect of that, Adam Porter. Not sure whether Leeds will have to stop the ball here, stop the play here, and they are going to be told to by the referee, and he's going to get the ability to get some treatment. Very strong in the tackle, Davis, and Stoke player didn't really meet fire with fire, and he's come off worse. Might have trod on the ball there, Davis, and gone a little high, but the intent was centred there to win the ball. Fingers crossed the Stoke player is okay to continue. Certainly felt the effects of it. Leeds will get the game back underway. Davis back in possession elsewhere, by the way, in the PL2 Division 2. Crystal Palace 0, Fulham 2. That puts the Cottagers further towards the table. They currently sit a bit lower down and hoping to make progress. Palace and Leeds enjoyed a good battle a few weeks ago. Getting back underway with Leeds giving the ball away, and now Coates can go down the line as Phillips heads back inside. Poveda's going to get there first. Roberts takes it from him, looks for Jenkins, it's just a little bit behind. The final ball for Leeds just not clicking. Huggins, Llorente get across. Good communication from Llorente to let his teammate know he had an option to pass, and they've worked it down the line. It's unlucky. Needs to win the ball back. Poveda takes charge. He's going to go looking over the top to Roberts, but ambitious, far too far in front. Cresswell to Llorente, now across to Davis, who's got plenty of time to carry this further forward if he wants to do so. Instead he goes to Costa. In turn goes to the line to Roberts. That ball just about trickles out of play, I thought, and referee and linesman have a quick word, and Roberts is told to come back. It will be a throw into Stoke, 15 minutes in, still goalless, and the best effort so far for Leeds, if you're just tuning into LUTV, is a Sam Greenwood left-footed effort, and rather surprisingly, Diego Llorente from 35 yards out or so. Leeds centre-back going for power from range and just missing the top of the crossbar. Stoke number 10 is looking rather... Throwing. Yeah, the Stoke number 10 is looking a little worse for wear, Adam Porter, after that tackle from Leif Davis. He just come past the touchline and doesn't look to be walking too freely. It suggests he might not be able to continue this game, and Stoke will need to ready themselves a sub. Huggins is on his way down the right. Jenkins, for now, decides against that pass. Davis's ball looking for Roberts, intercepted, but he goes and wins it back. Now he looks straight over the top for Costa. It's not too far away, just needed to be a little higher. Good interception from William Forrester. Stoke have made the change. It is Connor Taylor that's on there as he gives the ball away. It's now with Poveda. Poveda looks to try and play the ball inside, looking for Greenwood. It is just going to be deflected away from him. Bit of pinball in the box as Phillips slips. He's going to try and take control now. That could well be a Leeds corner, but the official suggests that Phillips with a high boot, and it is going to be Stoke that get the call. So a bit of a change at the back, I think. Stoke's put Connor Taylor on at centre half. Koué has tried to take a lot of these set pieces short, but for now he's going to have to put his foot through this one. It certainly looks that way. Cresswell beaten, but Poveda gets to the ball as he skips away from a couple of Stoke midfielders. Wants someone to come short. Davis offers that option, and now he plays out Llorente, who's looked very at ease with the ball at his feet. It's a style of his game that he will bring to this Leeds first team. As Greenwood, good ball deflection, and he's going to be a Stoke throw-in. Crystal Palace have pulled a goal back in the other game against Fulham that's kicked off at 1 o'clock. Wolves Burnley yet to get underway. As Leeds have got to focus on themselves for the time being, get their results on the board, and if the other teams around them catch up, then can always go and try and bridge the gap when the Leeds are fixtures down the end of the season. Llorente is upended just near that touchline. Leeds will probably take this quickly as Huggins goes back to Cresswell. Davis had filled in at the back for Llorente at centre half, so Phillips went to left back for the time being, and he goes back to Elijah Krapil, who's had a very boring 18.5 minutes so far for a goalkeeper's standards. Good news for Leeds though, as Cresswell runs into Verin. It is going to be a free kick, much to the disgust of Jenkins and Phillips. Referee lets them take it quickly. Leeds have been caught here. Stoke make their way into the box. And there is Elijah Krapil as he gets down to his left-hand side. So, just as I say, he's had nothing to do. Comes straight into action with a very simple save. Back with Cresswell. He's going to try that crossfield pass that he so often likes to execute. That one's a bit wayward. Costa the target. Roberts can't get to Forrester. Moving out of the way was Connor Taylor. Back towards Nkoué. Costa inside looking for Greenwood. Again, that final ball just a bit too far behind. Leeds will do their utmost to go win it back. Llorente, he's caught, but Referee plays on. Now Huggins with a chance to rummage his way forward to Jenkins. Here's Davis. Fired out left towards Costa. Jenkins is trying to help him out. If you've been watching the 23s on a regular basis, you'll know that Stoke got the better of Leeds at the start of the season, so it should be a close battle, this. Jenkins out towards Huggins, perhaps a time to have a shot. It's gone all the way across to Poveda. He might try and dribble his way to get onto his stronger left foot. Looks towards the far post for Roberts, who had not made that run to the near. And it will be an easy catch for Nkue, who gets up to his feet. But Leeds just perhaps guilty of one pass too many. Nearing the halfway point of this first half, and again the two chances for Leeds, Greenwood and Llorente. Davis to Costa. Floats one to the far post. It is going to stay in play. Keeper comes off his line and rather awkward. It nearly gets in Bauer's way. Again, Llorente quickest to it, and he's winning those duels down the left for Stoke. They're trying to get to the ball first, but he's won every one of them that's come his way. There's now Huggins inside to Greenwood. Bit quicker this from Leeds. Jenkins, well-weighted pass to Costa. The ball is cleared only as far as Roberts. Stoke have to get to their feet. Roberts' touch is nearly good enough to get him away from trouble. It is going to be a throw-in. Foul throw-in. The less said about that, the better. Another Costa looking for Roberts. Stoke gets a chance to clear the throwing down the line. Calvin Phillips gets there first, but Varian gets across. Phillips gives him a slight nudge, and Llorente effectively scoops it up and away to Huggins. Jenkins once more. Huggins has been stopped in his tracks there, and it's not a surprise to see Stoke not let him get too free down that right-hand side. It's any scouting they've done on this Leeds team. They'll see the threat he poses. Davis looking for Roberts. He's going to keep this one in, try and turn the attack and turn up the heat on this Stoke back line. Watches Costa run past him, uses him as a decoy. Greenwood, he's got Huggins out to his right. Poveda's down the line. Huggins is going to try and go for the cross to the far post. Roberts with a thumbs up. A couple of Stoke players go down. It's going to be a goal kick, but a teasing ball in from Huggins. Roberts certainly impressed by it. Still not close enough to get another shot towards goal, but good intent from that. Huggins got it out of his feet nice and early. Phillips back to Capriel in goal. Cresswell trying to give out a few instructions as Leeds play it out from the back. Hoping to extend this fine run at Thorpe Arch, unbeaten in the 23s Division 2 this season. When they've played at home, Stoke, one of the only teams to get the better of them alongside Newcastle away. As a result, Leeds sit top of the table by 6 points, with the Wolves in second having a game in hand. Here's Taylor coming through the middle of midfield. Greenwood trying to bring him down. He does it successfully, but only by giving away a free kick. And the referee wants a word with Sam Greenwood, who is trying his very best to pretend it wasn't him by rolling up the socks. And his latest card for the season. Stoke have dug in really well so far. Let's say a win for the Potters puts them up to third if results go their way, so there's still a strong academy coming through. A very impressive performance at the start of the campaign when Leeds were welcome to the PL2 with a bang. Just trying to grind this one out in the first half. They can go in at 0-0 with the start Leeds have made. It's a good result for Stoke as Coates gets to the byline. They'll be trying to make matters worse for Leeds. Costa all over him as the ball trickles across. Llorente couldn't get a touch to it. He gets a second one there. Now it is to Helder Costa. Floats it down the line for Poveda, who looks to have got past the offside trap. Poveda into the box. He's got options to the far post, leads it towards the back post. Roberts was there, but some really good defending from Stoke has stopped Leeds. Tyler Roberts runs into the back of the goal. He was begging for that ball to roll across towards him. And Poveda did everything he could to make that happen. You've just got to praise the Stoke backline for getting back in their numbers. It was the number 8, Thomas Sparrow, who put his body on the line. And that is why it remains Leeds United 0, Stoke City 0. As Phillips gets ready for this corner. Towards the far post, headed away by Stoke. Only as far as the edge of the box. It's a poor clearance. Huggins nips in. Out to Helder Costa. He's got Greenwood and Poveda alongside him. Poveda into the box. Couple of step-overs to try and pick out Roberts. It'll only fall to Calvin Phillips, who's waiting for an overlapping run from Leif Davis. Davis is going to try and get across to the box himself. Hits the ball against the defender. It will be another corner, which they're looking like they're going to take short. Stoke have fallen asleep at the back here. Phillips with a chance to cross from deep. Doesn't get all of it. It's deflected pass by Coates. It will be another corner for Leeds. Llorente making a late run. That could have bounced anywhere. The keeper has been put under pressure at the doors from these set pieces. Yeah, Phillips' ball a long way away from Llorente in the end, but it nearly went in Leeds' favour as Davis, Roberts, Cresswell all in the box towards the keeper again. He comes off his line. Kuwait with work to do as Phillips goes to Poveda. Leeds have still got plenty of bodies in the box. Will Phillips go for a shot? Instead he floats it to the far post. Llorente, a chance to head it in, and he has. Beautiful header from Diego Llorente at the back post. Picked out by Calvin Phillips. And he makes his return from injury with a goal at a set piece, and Leeds' players going across to congratulate him. Fantastically weighted ball, equally good header. And then Nkoe have no chance once he'd come off his line. Leeds United 1, Stoke City 0. Good work from Poveda not to go for the cross, but Phillips' ball just begging for a touch. Nice and cool from Calvin Phillips. And Charlie Cresswell, normally the main target for deliveries into the box, also quick to congratulate his new centre-back for the afternoon as Leeds, now they're springing their step, charge out of defence to try and make it very difficult for Stoke, and if they can go and get a second, it's such well timed from Mark Jackson's side. It's another good strong start at home. Greenwood nearly gets to the ball. Good work from Taylor at the back for Stoke. He's looked pretty menacing since he's come off the bench, and he's charging through midfield. Until he gets there ahead of him. He just has the awareness and gets the shout from Charlie Cresswell to make sure he can go back, and Cresswell goes across to Davis. The centre of both boxes will be pretty boggy for the rest of the afternoon, so Leeds will have to make sure their passes are nice and crisp to make sure they get out of trouble. So far, so good. A reminder of the Leeds bench today, as we always see a potential change at the break. It is Danny van der Heuvel, Owen Kenner, Ollie Casey, Stuart McKinstry and Crescencio Somerville. So Somerville was the man of the moment last week with a hat-trick. McKinstry could easily come into the middle if Phillips only gets 45 and Jenkins drops in. He's out towards Huggins, Jenkins again. Thought about the pass, decides against it. Here is Phillips. To Poveda, works it ever so slightly through that gap. Really well weighted, and another nutmeg to add to Jan Poveda's collection this season. Roberts can't keep the ball in play. It will be a Stoke throw-in. Rente gets a touch of that. Jenkins asking for a free kick. Appeals ignored. Phillips gets across. Varian likewise, and it will be another Stoke throw-in. 3 in a row to try and work their way up the four-patch pitch. Whereas Bauer has Norton, Varian, Sparrow for options. Goes down the line towards Varian. Llorente gets a touch to it. Sorry, Cresswell, the man that got the touch that time. Here is Llorente to Greenwood. Greenwood down the line looking for Costa, who just can't get to the rebound. Stoke will play it out from the back. Taylor down the line. It's prodded wide. It's a bit fast, that pass from Connor Taylor. As a result, Stoke give the ball away as we see Poveda come across to the left-hand side to help out Helder Costa. Llorente spins the ball to Davis, who goes down the line to Helder Costa once more. Davis has gone to try and help him out, and he's going to try and float this one to the far post. It's just going to bounce out of play. Keeper watched it really well, made sure it went dead before giving up on the cause. Still leads 1 Stoke 0. Crystal Palace have got a second goal to level matters against Fulham, and Palace is sitting 5th in the table. They're 9 points behind Leeds, but do have a game in hand on the Whites, as do Wolves, Borough, Norwich and Stoke, further down the table in the top 7. Only Leeds and Aston Villa have played the 12 so far, as Llorente gets on the ball once more. Floats one looking for Poveda. It's going to bounce to Taylor. Llorente gets there again. He's been so impressive with his interceptions so far. And that's another one that he wins back. Stoke's players claiming it was via a foul, but all given away. Roberts dances his way into the box. Looks over his shoulder for Costa. Costa's going to get there, fires it back to the edge of the area. And Ty Roberts is accusing the referee of getting in his way. While Stoke's players failed to watch out that Costa had just come short for the Davis throw. Phillips is behind him. It is back to Helder Costa and Davis again. Roberts making a run towards the edge of the box. Lump to the far post. A couple of Leeds players fail to deal with it. Phillips doesn't and goes towards Huggins instead. Llorente had offered his services and he goes back and goes to Cresswell. Davis inside. It's a pass to Phillips. 10 to go. Cresswell does have options to go across the defence to Huggins. There's Poveda. And it will be a Leeds throw-in. Referee gives the free kick against Sam Greenwood. Stoke with a chance to clear their lines. Flicked on by Varian, but only to Elia Capriel in goal. Cresswell, Llorente, Phillips, back to Cresswell. Davis to Roberts. Roberts once again goes one way, then quickly turns around the other direction. Now he tries to thread the ball through to Jenkins. It's a really good ball. Jenkins just couldn't stick the leg out in time, and the keeper's done very well. Bondiane and Koué put his body right behind that ball. Gets up very quick to get to the second one. But Jenkins just for a split second thought he could delay that touch. And that's given the keeper the time he needed to get down. Great ball from Roberts. He's going desperately close for their second goal of the afternoon as Llorente comes across once again. He's too strong for the young Stoke player. The ball just pings off him, and now it goes to Huggins. Huggins gives the ball away. Stoke come forward. Coates. Costa's trying to get back to stop him. Phillips comes across to make sure he does. And Leeds win the ball back with Calvin Phillips now trying to quarterback the team forward. He pings the pass to Davis. Leeds again straight on the attack. Jenkins, the man making the attacking run. He is going to go down the line, but he's ignored. Davis went for it at the second time of asking, and that pass, and the window for it had firmly shut as Stoke go left, this time to Norton. Llorente gets across, but only gives away a free kick and gets caked in mud for his troubles. He's not happy as the Stoke player stays down injured. Good opportunity this for the Potters. I think Diego Llorente is just going to come across and make sure the Stoke left winger is okay. The way he stayed down suggests he might need some treatment, which the referee is going to now allow. So, a bit of a break in play. It leads 1 Stoke 0. Just seen a couple of replays of the impact Diego Llorente has made today with the strong challenge and rather audacious effort from range. I'd have loved that one to fly into the back of the net, but it didn't matter, because a few moments later he managed to slot the ball home with a really well-timed header. Perfect positioning from both he and Cresswell at the back post, and they had to be picked out by Calvin Phillips, and the pass was on the money. So was Llorente's header, and he has had a really strong afternoon on his return from injury. The Stoke player on the far side is certainly feeling the effects of a Llorente tackle, so fingers crossed he's able to continue. The Stoke number 10, Adam Porter, was not. Stoke continue to still be in the game at 1-0 down though. A team that have shown they've got plenty of resilience so far this season. They've got a set piece here to try and trouble the Leeds United defence. Just Costa in the wall. Bar runs on, and it's going to be floated towards the far post. Llorente gets to it, concedes the corner, but good ball in. Thomas Sparrow coming across to take Stoke's corner. Pervader the only one that's not in the box for Leeds. Costa on the near post. Roberts lurking on the edge of the 6-yard box. Cresswell with the header away. Roberts leading the charge as Coates fires the ball back in. It's going to be nearly a dangerous situation, but they've dealt with it really well. Capriel, Davis and Cresswell, as now Llorente gets on the ball. Llorente forced backwards. Cresswell to Roberts. The referee has just signalled that the sub-player can come back on after being patched up. And Norton is on that left-hand side in their number 11 shirt as Huggins gets the ball. He has a bit of time to pick a pass into Roberts. It's going to find its way to Greenwood. Greenwood into the box. Oh, what a save. Really good stop from Nkue down to his left-hand side, and Sam Greenwood is denied. Huge frame of the keeper. Great agility to get down that quickly. Sam Greenwood put plenty of power behind that. He was looking for his 8th of the season. Not to be, but good touch from Roberts. Greenwood just tries to outfox the keeper going back towards the near post. Costa to take the corner. Phillips and Greenwood lurking on the edge of the box. Costa goes towards the edge of the 6-yard box for Roberts, who heads wide. And Roberts claims it a touch. All the Stoke defence claim that's not the case. And Leeds will get another corner. Less than 5 minutes to go in this first half in the PL2 Division 2 clash. Leeds looking to extend their lead at the top of the table. Hoping Wolves slip up in their game against Burnley. That's just got underway 10-15 minutes ago. Phillips with the latest delivery to the far post. Up towards Poveda. He's got Costa behind him. Poveda has time to flick the ball up and try and play a cross in. Stoke deal with it. Only as far as the clearance towards Calvin Phillips, who is going to keep this in play and try and start the attack once more. Plenty of bodies at the far post. He flicks it to Roberts. Poveda's going to get there on the edge of the Leeds right wing. Here comes Roberts again. He's got Huggins behind him. Poveda in space. Poveda gets onto his stronger left foot. He might have to try and dribble his way through traffic here. He's working in real tight spaces. Roberts with the looping ball over the top, looking for Huggins. It will be a corner. Roberts, Davis, Llorente, Cresswell all in the area. It's floated out to Phillips. Phillips is going to go for goal and fires over the top of the crossbar, and a smile on his face. Calvin Phillips, he's got to have a go from there. Still just a single goal if you're just sitting down this Monday afternoon for our LUTV coverage. Diego Llorente's header in the 28th minute from a Calvin Phillips cross. The difference between the two teams, but Greenwood's gone close twice. It has been a strong first half display as Norton sadly cannot continue after that tackle. He's going to limp off, and Stoke have had to do it the hard way today. They've been rather unfortunate with injuries. That's 2 players they've now lost, and the change is made. Taylor with the header in midfield, up to Verin, who flicks the ball on, but again he just doesn't have enough support up there. Douglas James Taylor is the second sub on for Stoke, and he'll try and offer Verin a bit of a helping hand as we tick by into the final few minutes. Poor ball, Greenwood can't get to it though. Stoke with Forrest to come out. It's a nearly delicate touch from James Taylor. It's not delicate enough though to get past the right boot of Diego Llorente, who's given it to Huggins, who nearly falls over as he's tripped, but keeps his balance, keeps his feet. It's out to Davis on the left. Costa's first touch gets him to have the opportunity to get past Coates. His second is powerful, but Coates has stuck to the task really well. Back to Phillips. Roberts. Jenkins was running into that hole at the edge of the Stoke defence, but failed to pick him out. Huggins, he's got Poveda on his inside. This time he looks for the run of Jenkins, who's been very busy. Leeds appeal for the throw-in, but don't get it. Should get a couple of minutes of stoppage time due to the injuries we've had and the Leeds goal. Davis to Costa. Costa tries to go down the line looking for Phillips, but just can't get him to a good attacking position. It goes out for a goal kick. Davis with the high leap. He's claiming he wants a free kick, but he goes straight into the back of Stoke striker Ethan Varian, so it's going to be a free kick the other way. Doesn't look like the Potters are going to try and launch a ball into the box. Going to try and play their way into the Leeds penalty area. They've got it now as Davis tries to nip in and get the ball from Varian, who's very strong on the ball for Stoke. Good thing for Leeds is he's not had too many touches. The best clearance, it's just too far away from Greenwood again. Jenkins is penalised. He's not happy with that call. Good few times he's felt that he's got there first. Today's official not on the same page as the free kick is taken short once again. Stoke go along with the second attempt though. Once more, Varian wins the header. And Greenwood is clattered in midair. That's a strong challenge from Stoke, and the game goes on as Coates gets it. Davis gets across. Davis gets to the ball. Coates not happy with the tackle, but I think the flag had come up anyway. It's going to be a good battle if those two stay on the pitch, because Leif Davis is full throttle. Certainly loves the challenge. Llorente to Cresswell. We wait for the half-time whistle at Thorpe Arch. Davis down the line. Leeds might try and launch one final attack as Taylor gets his head to it. Will it get there first for Roberts? He won't. The keeper comes across, and once again the Stoke keeper very brave to thwart the Leeds attack. That's two occasions now that he's done that, and he's needed to, because otherwise it would be Leeds extending their lead. It is only just a one goal at half-time, and it's from the head of Diego Llorente. Leeds have been very slick in possession. Let's hope for more of the same in the second half. Leeds United 1, Stoke City 0 at half-time. Welcome back to LUTV for our coverage of this PL2 Division 2 game between Leeds United and Stoke City. Leeds at the break lead by a single goal to nil. It's Diego Llorente's header that puts them 1-0 to the good. We are going to get a number of changes though at the interval. It could well be the changes we all expected, and like it's Stuart McKinstry, Ollie Casey and Noah Kennett from where I stood. So first change is made, and Casey is the first. Noah Kennett on for Calvin Phillips. Tar Roberts also made way, and that change is for Stuart McKinstry. The change as well will be for Diego Llorente, we suspect. So it is a big opportunity now for some of the regular 23s to carry the momentum from the first half. Poveda gets the hopeful full 90. So a reminder of the team, it is Stoke just in possession. We'll just see if anything comes of this attack, but Casey gets up well and heads away. So Casey and Cresswell back, the under-18s partnership that's done so well for the 23s. Before I can bring in the teams, we'll see if Leeds can defuse this situation. They can. Charlie Cresswell clears, and then he gets a boot to the back of the head, which he's certainly felt the effects of, which referee's going to make sure he is okay. The Stoke player's quick to apologise. So the team for Leeds is Capriel, Huggins, Davis, Cresswell, Costa has also had a big influence. Jenkins, Greenwood and Poveda. Noah Kenner is the man that looks to be, for now, filling in at the centre of midfield. Costa stays on the left, just checking that he hasn't swapped flanks with Poveda. That is the case. On the subs bench, it is Kenner, Casey and McKinstry coming on. And for Stoke, it is Nkue, Coates, Bauer, Macari, Forrester, Wimmer, Malone, Sparrow, Varian, Taylor and James Taylor for today's visitors. Leeds, good to see Cresswell has shaken off that slight knock. Has a free kick to take here. Noah Ken has come short for that, and Noah Ken had a strong game against Burnley last time out. Had to put his body on the line for several big tackles in the middle of midfield. He was up and down, he was playing further forward. He's a towering presence in that midfield for Leeds United. As Leeds get a goal kick and a strong start for Stoke in terms of making this one a scrappy affair. Start the second 45. If you're just tuning into LUTV and you missed the first half goal, it is worth watching. Calvin Phillips' ball to Diego Llorente as a lovely header. And Llorente, as expected, a player of his calibre, looking the part, but just good to see him look sharp and on the ball as we see him return from injury. Costa with the throw-in. Stoke appealing for a foul throw once more. Casey, and back with Cresswell towards Elijah Capil, and that's one of the boggy dugout. Cresswell has to be quick here, and he drops the shoulder to get the ball away. Leeds playing the ball on their own goal line. It's another scrappy pass. Davis might have to put his foot through it. He rises the challenge and skips away from the Stoke wide man. Taylor with the interception. Greenwood has gone into the striker position. Now Costa's on his way down the left hand side, tries to beat the defender, and the Stoke number 7, which is Daniel Malone, gets across to stop that pass. Will be a Leeds throw. Scores elsewhere in the PL2 Division 2. It's Palace 2, Fulham 3. Cottagers have scored again in the second half. They'll go up to third for the time being, a position Stoke could have gone to should they get the 3 points today, which of course we do not want. Very tight at the top of that table. If the team starts to win their games in hand, it all gets very clogged up at the top of the table. Burnley and Wolves are also in action, and Wolves are the closest rivals to Leeds. That is still 0-0 at the interval. So a big win this for Leeds, puts them even further clear at the top, as Davis now has to work his way across and get the ball towards Elias April, and he's got his bearings all wrong. Conceded a corner. Stoke will take that. Hasn't been as fluid in this first few moments of the second half for Leeds. If Davis with the arm to apologise, he gets a high five from Gabriel and looks further downfield to apologise to the rest of his squad. Leeds will now need to work together to clear their danger. Stoke with a rare set piece. Got some tall, powerful players though. Nathan Varian has been one that's been very good in the air. He's on the edge of the box in the number 9 shirt next to Noah Kenner. Towards Varian, gets his head to it and over the top, and he is their top scorer. Got a hat-trick last week. Leeds cannot let him free for a second. He's joined up front by Douglas James Taylor, who will put the pressure on Casey now. Costa, Kenner, Jenkins. Jenkins will get more license to roam again in the second half if Kenner's playing behind him, where Calvin Phillips occupied in the first half. Here is Poveda. He's got Huggins just behind him. Poveda, though, going it alone towards the near post. He was looking for Greenwood. There's a crowd of Stoke shirts and just got the cross a little bit too close to the keeper, who's had a big game today for Stoke. Taylor under pressure. Forrester clears that ball out for a throw-in, kicks it with his standing left leg and didn't mean to do so. Costa with another throw-in to McKinstry. That ball is a little short. Costa manages to work it away from trouble though. Greenwood penalised for another free kick. Didn't look to be too much in that one, but number 7, Daniel Malone, goes to ground. Poveda, the poor tackle, just mistimes it, brings down Bauer. His pass is poor, he goes across to Costa. Jenkins is going to go and help him out. Confident play from Jenkins, he's looked really sharp on the ball today. To Noah Kenner, just goes past one. So going Noah Kenner, just decides to keep it safe. Goes to Cresswell, here is Casey. Poveda, Costa wants it on the far side, it's Jenkins. They work the 1-2, and Poveda still going. His effort is blocked. Good defending from Stoke. That was better from Leeds though. As comes Noah Kenner, he gets a touch of the ball, but he also gets a touch to the Stoke left back Maurice Bauer, and he's going to get a yellow card. Committing himself early, Noah Kenner, and he's just trying to demonstrate to the official where the ball went and how much of a touch he got to it. All appeals are ignored. I think he caught Bauer with the standing left and got the ball with the right, so the referee got the easiest call to make. And the fact he came in with such power suggests that's why he's got the card. As here is Huggins. Been kept quiet today so far now, Huggins at right back. Still, he's got the potential to burst into life at any second, as Davis, with a rather poor ball towards Kenner. It gets there eventually, but could have been sharper. Costa again, out to Lee Davis once more. He's been busy today, Elder Costa. He's got to the ball, now into the box, couple of touches, turns inside, floats it to the far post. Good defending again from Stoke. Kenner once more, manhandles the ball away from the Stoke marker, into the box looking for Greenwood. Wimmerhead's clear. Kenner comes in again, and another important tackle. Stoke fighting for that ball and win it only as far as Leif Davis. He's putting himself about, Noah Kenner, since stepping off the bench, and Jenkins just curls the ball out towards Huggins. into Greenwood. The layoff was a good idea, but the execution was not. Stoke can clear. Only as far as Davis and now Costa. Costa looking for McKinstry. Forrester just bumps him off the ball. And Kenner, and he does the splits to stop that pass from getting past him, and it's effective. Here is Jenkins once again, tries to sandwich the ball through towards Greenwood. It's a really good ball. Greenwood goes for goal, and it's going to be played behind for a corner. Fantastic pass that from Jenkins, right into the path of Greenwood. Just perhaps trickled a little bit too far away from goal for him. Here is McKinstry. Fires the corner towards Cresswell, just at the top of his head. Pervader brings it down. Costa goes for goal and smashes the ball against the cage behind the pitch at Thorpe Arch. Never got the foot through it and around the ball to direct it into traffic. Instead he sliced it well wide, but Leeds, after a bit of a slow start, have really started to come into this now in the second half. Jenkins is beaten to it by Sparrow. Here is Forrester. Kenner with an important touch again. It is going to be a throw-in, but Kenner getting there, causing problems. Cresswell, a long clearance downfield. McKinstry gets to it. The wind helps him bring it under control, but Stoke capitalising, get the ball straight away as here comes Sparrow running through on goal. Cresswell body checks him, and it is going to be a free kick, and really good run that from Sparrow midfield for Stoke. Was just about to shoot as Cresswell came across, and I think the referee wants a word with Charlie Cresswell. And it is going to be a yellow card, no appeal. Cresswell having to take one for the team once Jenkins was beaten. He was on his way into the box, and Leeds having to stop him by any means necessary. Now the all is being set up. The Leeds players, I think, thought this was further wide than it perhaps was, so they've now got their bearings back. It's a good job one of them looked. They were about to be giving Stoke a free shot as the referee marks out where they should be. Looking like he's ready to take it to Daniel Malone in the number 7 shirt. They've also got Kevin Vimmer to the side, whether one of them lays the ball off. There's McCarry just behind that as well. McKinstry's trying to point and direct the traffic. Costa's been told to just stand. And make sure there's no shot going to come in from behind. Referee makes sure Costa's in place. Leeds' his wall looks poised and ready. It's a big moment in this match. Stoke could totally change the momentum if they can find the back of the net. It is taken short. Shot's going to come in. It's blocked. And it is going to bounce behind for a corner. Important touch on the edge of the box for Leeds. Fader's gone across to try and cover at the near post. Stoke player not happy that Pervader's there. He's been told to move backwards towards the near post again. Headed away by Leeds. Potential handball. Leeds appealing. Referee doesn't agree. It's into the area for Forrester. Leeds under pressure for the first time in this match. McKinstry. There is now Huggins, and he will carry it away from trouble. Huggins has got someone for company, and he's going to be pulled back by striker Ethan Varian, who gets a card. Again, that's the tactics all day to Niall Huggins. Once he's got on his way, they've stopped him, they've blocked him. They just haven't allowed him to progress, and it does look like they've done their homework on the Leeds number 2. If you give him any time to progress, he is going to punish you. But now their players are on cards, it's not as easy to do what they've just done, so hopefully Huggins can get a bit more space as Davis goes down the line looking for Costa. Headed away. Strong challenge from Jenkins. We know he likes to put his foot in. Stoke refusing to go away in this match. It is the classic sign of the PL2 Division 2. No game is an easy win. Stoke knew that last week. 4-0 up against West Brom. Finished 4-3. Leeds have been 3 goals to the good before and they've lost. They've been 2-0 to the good and drawn. So this game still needs putting to bed. Stoke have certainly improved in this second half. The subs, of course, the class of Phillips, Roberts and Llorente are arguably missed. It's only natural. Jenkins with the header away. Kenner gets there first, but only to play it straight back into Sparrow. Just dances his way past Jenkins. Little couple of dummies, one right, one left, and it gets in that space he needed. Forrester. Kenner gets the slightest of touches to it. It's a tame shot on a bobbly surface. It could have been a real issue though, and Eliaka gets his body behind it. He's need to be sharper, not allow any free shots from the edge of the box. This game's still very tightly poised. Only the one good goal in that first half for Leeds, despite a number of chances. Davis to McKinstry. McKinstry wants the pass. He's just shown too much of it though to the Stoke defender. Macari. A couple of players making mistakes. Tired legs as Davis waits for the run. Tries to whip it in behind to Greenwood. Greenwood's going to go down in the penalty area. Leeds, a couple of players like Jenkins appeal for a penalty. Referee just urges the game to continue at 1-0 as we go past the hour mark. Not a bad idea this from Davis, as he could have waited for Costa, but I think a lot of Stoke players expected that. Taylor's a little bit too strong for Sam Greenwood. He has had a big impact off the bench. Greenwood now tries to play into Poveda. Poveda rounds the keeper. He's got Jenkins in the middle, and again, for the fourth time today, the keeper comes to Stoke's rescue. Beaten the first time, gets up so quickly to try and make amends, and does just that. Twinkle toes again from Jan Poveda, gets away from trouble. Just not quick enough to get it over the keeper, past the defender towards Jenkins, who was lurking. Right idea. Leeds hopefully build on that now as Costa's got the chance to whip the ball into the box. He goes near post, flick towards goal, nearly going to get there to Poveda. It does. Casey was lurking, McKinstry's on the edge of the box, and Poveda is going to try and dance his way into the penalty area. He's been forced wide, still got the ball, Poveda. Back to Huggins. Leeds players need to stay on side. They've done that, but it's fallen to Poveda again, who is going to roll the ball under the studs. Still got it. Still can't take it from him as he goes back to Huggins. Huggins puts the ball in, it hits him in the face as it takes a deflection. And James Taylor is going to clear the danger only as far as Jenkins, who's filled in really well in midfield. He's been Leeds' best player in the second half, and there's an incident, I think, with the clearance. I think Huggins has come off slightly worse of that incident after it hit him in the face. Hopefully now Huggins is okay to continue. Moritz Bauer just checking, and the physios make their way onto the pitch at Leeds 1, Stoke 0. It really did come back at him at pace, that now, Huggins, and he's just been a little groggy ever since. And we caught something in the eye, so both sets of players will go across for a drink, with the only goal so far being Diego Llorente's in the first half. 28 minutes. Leeds open the scoring. As Marcelo Bielsa makes his way across to oversee things for the final half an hour. As see a replay of that Llorente goal. Really good ball from Calvin Phillips, and not easy to do that from Llorente, to direct it back across. past the keeper. This game's still waiting for the check on Niall Huggins to make sure he's okay. That clash to the head after trying to put a cross in, the ball's hit him straight back in the face, and Leeds' physio still tending to him. Leeds have made 3 subs, so Mark Jackson will be watching on, trying to think of a backup plan should one be needed. Huggins takes a big drink. The physio's just double checking once again. Fingers crossed he is going to be able to come back on for Leeds United, as the game is still delicately poised. Leeds need that second goal. Stoke just refusing to go away. Getting back underway with Bauer on the left-hand side. Poveda trying to get to him first. Bauer turns away as far as Sparrow. To Macari. McKinstry gets to him. Second time, and it's the little clip on the back of the ankle the referee doesn't appreciate, and but it was Daniel Malone that was trying to orchestrate an attack for Stoke. 66 minutes gone. Leeds 1, Stoke 0. Referee's just going to let Niall Huggins get back onto the field of play before this free kick is taken. Needs a new shirt, which suggests he might have got a bust nose for his troubles. Stoke are going to make another change. Macari makes way. Over to James Taylor. Casey brings him down. Free kick even closer towards the Leeds goal. Thomas Sparrow to take. Poveda, Costa, Jenkins in the wall. It's pretty certain he's going to try his luck from range here. Sparrow does float it towards goal, and Capriel has to get it across and tip it over the bar. Stoke again, really testing this Leeds defence in the second half. And it's Sparrow that's come across to take the corner. He's been a real thorn in Leeds' side in the second half so far. Cleared away by Leeds. McKinstry and a couple of others at the near post. Just going to let the regular left back come across to take it. Edward Jones now the next man on for Stoke. James Taylor. Back to Malone. Taylor again. Here is Forrester. Leeds sitting a little deep. Costa's going out to try and put Coates under pressure towards the near post. No one gets to it, and it's over the top. And I think it's Varian from point blank range, just the sort of area he wanted the ball played into, and he's just got underneath it. And Stoke's top scorer, Ethan Varian, a whisker away from making this one each. And a 1-1 ball game was just what Stoke wanted. They worked it wide. Leeds just invited a little bit of pressure. It's a great ball in from Coates. And just enough pressure from Elias April. And he's got away with one and need to try and make that the closest Stoke come to scoring, as McKinstry plays it back to Huggins. He gives it away. Here is Bower in midfield. He's moved into the centre of the park from left back. It's with Sparrow. Sparrow plays it forward. A couple of deflections get it forward, and Leeds give another free kick away. Varian dumped to the deck. He's trying to point to where he thinks it should be taken. Leeds just giving away a few cheap free kicks. Sparrow once more lines this one up. I think it was Casey that's upended him. I don't think Cresswell got a touch to him. Casey from behind. And the two centre-halves will line up in the wall. Poveda, Jenkins, Casey and Cresswell. Costa just double-checking. They don't want him to join their little band. He has to watch out for Barrow on the edge. Sparrow to step up. Goes to Power this time. And Elias April deals with it for a second time in a row. Leeds under pressure here. First real time in the match that Stoke have been able to do so for a sustained period of time. Referee just checking things in the box. Sparrow is now cleared to take the corner. Huggins has got to watch out for the man on the edge of the box. Near post this time. Kenner clears. Leeds have to get their foot back on the ball. Now can they counter with pace? Poveda. Sparrow's going to try and bring him to ground. He has done so. Or at least he's slowed him down. He's got a card for it, and that's exactly Stoke's tactics in the second half. They've taken yellow cards when they've needed to. They just haven't allowed the two fullbacks, Poveda or Costa, time to break clear for a second Leeds United goal. The longer this goes on though, the card count will increase. Jenkins wasn't able to go back inside, so he has to delay it. It's back to Casey. It's good work from Ollie Casey. Last minute step over gets him a little bit more time to clear. Only as far as Malone. Here is Davis. Great shout to help Davis know that he had a bit of time, and now Leif Davis is going to take the advantage and take all of the pressure off his team by going into the box. It's a solo run from Davis. It's a cut back to Greenwood. It'll be a fine goal. Greenwood nearly goes to ground, deflected off the bar. Leeds United so close to getting a second goal. Leif Davis, the man that deserves all the praise on that occasion, just taking the responsibility into his own hands, driving them forward. That's what Leeds are so good at. They've got pace, they've got power. Hopefully that's the catalyst for a bit better response in the second half. McKinstry wide to Costa. Costa to the byline, gets a deflection. It will be a corner. Sam Greenwood did so well to keep his feet. Davis started the run. Great little back heel, and the deflection just about enough. And you could just see the defender Forrester there. He thought that was in. He gave up. He was already looking skywards in frustration. McKinstry to Noah Kenner. Kenner throws himself at that ball. He can only head over the bar. Good response that from the Whites. Still just a 1-0. Taylor, decent bit of control, but a poor pass, and Cresswell straight on the case to intercept. Here is Casey. To see Huggins is back, trying to make a real difference at right back after a bit of a worry with a head injury. All patched up, and hopefully a big 17 minutes or so to go as Elias April has to go long. The Stoke pressure is good. They've really made Leeds work in this second half. It's to Huggins again. It's a very accurate header towards Stuart McKinstry. Here's Davis. He decides against carrying it that time, but instead he passes it to Jenkins. That's a good ball. Jenkins has Costa on the left. Works inside to Greenwood. Greenwood has to be quick. Greenwood gets past two. Now a couple of step overs. Greenwood into the box. Just that last touch was a bit too heavy. He has to react now, though, as Leeds get it back. McKinstry towards Jenkins. Jenkins goes for goal, and Leeds claiming the corner. Stoke's players claiming it took a touch off another Leeds shirt, and it is going to be a goal kick to the Potters. Leeds 1, Stoke City 0. Such a big result this for Leeds if it stays the same. Elsewhere in the division, PL2, Division 2, 83 minutes between Crystal Palace and Fulham. That game, unlike ours, I think did get underway on time. Bit of a slight delay at Thorpe Arch today. It's Palace 2, Fulham 3. Elsewhere is Burnley 0, Wolves 0. That's the game that Leeds are focused on once this game comes to an end. They're 6 points clear of Wolves. Now can they get to second goal? Kenner, ball into the box, handball appeals. The referee not interested whatsoever. And it's back to Charlie Cresswell again, who once more has looked composed on the ball. He's led the Leeds United defence valiantly so far, and he'll be desperate to keep a clean sheet. It's with Davis again. Costa to McKinstry, and back to leave Davis and Cresswell. Huggins, got too much pace for Jones. Works the 1-2 with Greenwood. Now Greenwood's charging back into the middle. It's wide to Costa. There's a couple of Leeds shirts queuing up. It's over the top of all of them. Pervader, Greenwood and Jenkins. Costa's pass was too much. None of them are going to get to that. It trickles out for a throw-in on the far side. Cresswell gives away a free kick. Varian trying to take it quickly. Leeds nice and crafty though, just making sure nothing can be done about that. Have to wait a few more seconds as Davis gets up high, wins the header. Kenner to Jack Jenkins, and Jenkins piles through midfield, tries to squeeze the ball through to Greenwood. Didn't get the power right there, but again I don't think the surface has helped. It's cutting up in parts, which is no surprise considering the weather in Leeds the last few days. Pervader trying to bring down Taylor. He gets advantage. Taylor, he is going to get upended the second time, and I think Jan Pervader could be well on his way into the book. The referee's not been too shy today with his cards. And Pervader's come off worse. He's hurt himself, and he joins some of his teammates in the book, and he's going to have to take a minute for a breather. Alone for Stoke, out wide to Forrester. Looking down the line, it hits Coate. He wasn't the intended target, I don't think. Costa takes full advantage to come away with it. He goes inside, and again, it's to Jenkins. Greenwood making his way into the attack now as Huggins picks up the ball. He's just winning a bit more of the second balls. It was a bit one-way traffic for 10 minutes. Near the hour mark, but they've certainly showed a response, Leeds United. They still have the goal advantage that they need. 2 would surely be enough, but full credit to Stoke. It's up to Greenwood. He holds off Taylor. Huggins nearly goes down the line for him. Jenkins does very well to get that ball away. Now Huggins, he's nearly brought down. Into the box it comes. It's towards Jenkins. Well, the free kick is given, but Leeds United are absolutely furious. He was into the box and on his way. And I think the referee is going to try and book the Stoke player that had pulled him back, but Why oh why not play advantage? Yes, he was pulled back, but not once did he ever slow down before going to the ball, and that is why Leeds are so angry. He gets the card, and no wonder he puts a thumbs up, because Leeds were in. Sam Greenwood stood over this free kick. He's got Cresswell and Casey at the far post. No one Kenneth on the penalty spot. Pervader's at the back post. Leif Davis making a darting run over the top of him towards Casey. The referee is going to give a free kick. Offside by the looks of things. Leeds are showing signs of frustration. Stoke coming forward, 10 minutes to go. Taylor goes past Noah Kenner. Kenner can't bring him down, he's on a card. Ball back, Jenkins gets there first. It's a crisp pass to Eliaka Prill, but he's given it away. Sloppy that from the Leeds keeper. Leeds a bit stretched now. Bauer to the far post, Sparrow with the header, hits the bar, and it's cleared away by Cresswell. Woodwork coming to both teams' aid. Leeds hit the bar early with Greenwood. Now Davis looks down the line for the Leeds number 10. Greenwood continue his run, so is Jan Pervader. And the keeper comes out, but that's not the greatest pass. It's to McKinstry. He's got Greenwood to his left. He doesn't use him. And instead he skies that ball over the cage behind that pitch at Thorpe Arch. And it's so frustrating that for Leeds. The chance was on. And so was the chance here for Stoke. Good header that from Sparrow. The keeper was beaten. Kapil was not going to get to that. And if Leeds ever needed a warning sign that this game is not fully put to bed, that was it. Big 10 minutes for them in this season. Against Burnley, they were under pressure at 3-1. They held out and got a fourth when Somerville got his hat-trick. This is a lot closer. And the Wolves not winning. It's a chance for Leeds to extend their lead and put pressure on them ahead of their next game in hand, Wolves. The advantage the Midlands club does have is that they've still got longer left in their game as Greenwood comes across. Another man that's on a yellow card for Leeds, so he can't bring them down as Davis gets there first. Coates rides the challenge and gets across to Varian. No one Kenner gets back. Cresswell, Case is in the area alongside Jenkins. This time Elias Kapil does get his hands to it and diffuses the danger as Leeds starts another attack. It's all very end-to-end. Both teams know how important the next goal will be. Just for a second, a bit of calmness, a bit of experience there from Leeds, just calming things down. No need to go straight away on the attack with Costa. Over the top to Pervader. He's beaten Vimmer to it. Needs a bit of support. He goes towards the far post. Helder Costa is there. McKinstry on the inside. Kenner to Jenkins. He didn't need to let that run. He makes amends by going to win it back, and that's great work from Jack Jenkins. Out to Costa. Leeds have Stoke under pressure. Costa inside. It's towards McKinstry. Back towards Greenwood. Taylor and Malone get to it. No one Kenner. He's going to go for goal. Takes a deflection, and that should be a Leeds corner. Keeper's appeal suggests he thinks otherwise, but I thought that took a big deflection off a Stoke player. Jan Pervader agrees. And Stoke can build out from the back. Wolves have got time on their side, and a goal disallowed in their game as Leif Davis shows too much of power on that touch, and it will go wide. Reminder of the table, Leeds do sit ahead of kick-off, 6 points clear of Wolves. As the scores are at the moment, they'll go 8 points clear with the game in hand. And it's quite timely because they play Wolves next Monday. A week today, back on LUTV for the 23s. And a real chance to put some distance between the two clubs at the top of the table. Great academy Wolves have got to put Leeds under pressure. The same of Stoke. And Mark Jackson's men at the moment hitting pretty. This is a a game, though, they have to win if that's going to be the case, as Varian goes to ground. Casey with an important touch. And Davis, far too relaxed there. Leif Davis gets across, makes amends, but had to go for power. And James Taylor did do that, and Leeds concede a corner. Bauer's gone to take it. Taylor's up there. Cresswell's got to mark him. It is towards Taylor. Cresswell gets it clear. Edge of the box. Shot comes in. I think Nolan Kenner gets his head to it, and the reaction from Charlie Cresswell suggests it is his touch. Kenner and Cresswell once more defending on the front line. Leeds another set piece to deal with. Less or just about 5 minutes to go. Leeds 1, Stoke 0. Diego Llorente's goal the difference. Taylor and Cresswell challenge again. Another corner is given. Once more looking towards the header at the far post of Varian. Taylor gets to it first. Huggins coming across, back in to Jones. Varian still trying to work an angle for a shot, as here is Pervader. Gets it out of his feet, has to play it to Jenkins, but it's a poor ball. Leeds have put too many bodies forward and have to now try and get back. There comes Leif Davis. Such an important interception. Now he's going to go straight on the attack, looking for Sam Greenwood. Sam Greenwood brings his defender to ground, and it is going to be a Stoke free kick. Good assured touch from Cresswell, likewise from Davis, and that's exactly what Leeds need from Nolan Kenner. The Leeds once more have got no intention of just sitting this game out and trying to pass it amongst themselves. They're going for broke as Kenner gets into an attacking position. Jenkins puts too much height on that ball. Coates heads clear. And Kenner and Jenkins once again mop up in the middle of the park. Jenkins again, what a second half he's had. He's going to look for goal. He is going to go for goal. And Jack Jenkins, like Stuart McKinstry before him, puts far too much loft on that shot. And they're having a competition by the looks of things to see who can clear the cage the best. That net behind the goal beaten by both. And hopefully, if one of them gets another attempt, it's the third time lucky and Leeds can get a second goal. Free kick against Cresswell, or on Charlie Cresswell. A free kick against Stoke, which is just what Leeds needs. Slow the play down for a few seconds. Jenkins was looking for Pervader. Stoke deal with it. Pervader tries to put the pressure on. That's hit his hand as he gets across, and he's unlucky there, Jan Pervader. It's finished Crystal Palace 2, Fulham 3, elsewhere in PL2 Division 2. So Fulham, for the time being, are moving third. Leeds beat them 7-1 just a few weeks ago, back in December. Pervader trying to get to Taylor as we have 2.5 minutes to go. McKinstry, he can't bring Taylor down. Leeds' midfield through the middle, picking up cards earlier in the game. A few wary of being sent off early doors. Greenwood has to watch himself again as Costa has to try and stop Coates. Davis gets there again. He's put his body in the way a couple of times now, Leif Davis. It's been very important that he's done so. Stoke down the line. Huggins takes double deflection, and just what Leeds wanted Niall Huggins to do. Gets them a goal kick. Extra 20 seconds or so they can waste. And the like April, no surprise, after a while just tries to pretend he's going to go short. In doing so, he does waste that time they wanted. Gets everyone pushed up, and there's the simple ball. It's worked effectively for Leeds. Davis showed a bit too much to Coates, but across comes Costa, and Leif Davis tries to fly forward again. That's a blatant foul. Referee, for the first time in a while, keeps his cards in his pocket. Cresswell looking for Greenwood, headed away, still Leeds 1, Stoke 0. Diego Llorente's goal just before the half-hour mark. Seems an awful long time ago now as Stoke continue to try and push for that equaliser. Forrester coming forward. Kenner gets across. Greenwood putting the pressure on, and now Costa just forced backwards. Takes a touch. Forrester's managed to pounce at the right time. He's gone past Davis. Cannot get past Charlie Cresswell, who deals with the situation by just launching the ball across the many pitches at Thorpe Arch. Just 30 seconds left of regulation time. Coats of the up and under. Sparrow's there. Sparrow's going to go for goal. Then Laia Caprill deals with it. Watches it all the way. And he was the man that hit the crossbar. Thomas Sparrow has caused some real problems pushing forward as a second striker today for Stoke in the second half. But just what was needed was power and height. Laia Caprill just watches it all the way and leads now, just with stoppage time left to try and ride this one out. Huggins takes on a couple, having his shirt pulled, and now Huggins wins, leads a free kick. Edward Jones, the man that's brought him to ground. Casey takes the free kick, and he's just going to try and put us in the corner to waste a bit more time. Poveda has to just watch himself behind because Wimmer's going to want this short, and he does. Big effort here from Casey and Cresswell. Casey jumps up high. Cresswell clears away behind him. Poveda. Those two centre-backs can have their work cut out. Greenwood is unlucky to not get a touch to that takes it away from a Stoke player. Charlie Cresswell out of defence. Huggins comes across to help him, but he runs into trouble. Cresswell with a really important touch, but it's only taken it as far as Varian. Charlie Cresswell gets back into the box. Ollie Casey gets two important touches to the ball, and the two centre-backs combine as Jenkins brings this ball away. He's got Sparrow all over him. The two number 8s battle, and it is the Stoke one that comes out on top. Down the line, and Cresswell has to come across. This is what they want to stretch the Leeds centre-halves. Bauer gets there, and Charlie Cresswell does his job. He makes sure there's no free cross into the box, and it's another corner deep into stoppage time at Thorpe Arch. Leeds 1, Stoke 0. Bauer's ball. Caprill comes out of his goal. He's missed it. Davis gets across. Caprill gets a touch to it, and they're going to want another set piece. They've allowed that to happen. For a second there, I did think that Forrester was going to whip that ball across goal with Caprill not on his goal line. And it wouldn't surprise us now if they see him try and target Caprill off his line. Can they lure him away from that 6-yard box? They've got pressure. Sam Greenwood's trying to block the striker away from him. This could be the last set piece. Leeds have to defend. Bauer, McKinstry doesn't get the touch. Taylor does, and all he can do is convert it straight behind the goal. McKinstry done enough to put him off. Into the 3rd minute of stoppage time now at Thorpe Arch. Laia Caprill will be urged to hurry this one up, which I'm sure he'll do the exact opposite of in Leeds' favour. Greenwood beaten in the air again by Taylor, who's been immense for Stoke in the second half. As McKinstry's underneath this. Leeds just need one more free kick, you feel, to just kill the time required as they come again. McKinstry and Davis. It's going to be a throw-in. McKinstry appealing for a Leeds ball as everyone gets back behind it. Poveda now trying to stop Taylor. It's going to be a long throw-in into the box. It's what we used to seeing of Stoke over 10 years ago under Tony Pulis, the likes of Delac making his name for himself. Leeds just need one more big clearance surely, and that will be enough for 3 points. Cresswell, the man that gets his head to it. Poveda, a nice sidestep, and now he tries to play the ball away to Costa, and Stoke have put everybody forward. Costa and Co are trying to commit them, and now Huggins to kill the game off. Huggins still on goal, the keeper saved, another save. Here comes Greenwood to finish, and it's wide. Still with Costa, and they cannot put the ball in the back of the net. Leeds United had 3-4 attempts: Pervada, Huggins, Greenwood and Costa, and once more it's still at 1-0. That was the chance to kill the game off, but Leeds, more importantly, have the ball, they have the set piece, and they still have that goal cushion they wanted. Now Huggins just couldn't get it around the keeper, who's been man of the match today. And the deflection off the defender made sure it went nowhere near the goal, but that doesn't matter. Leeds United hang on. Second game in a row, they've had to show some real defensive prowess at the back, and Mark Jackson's men continue this unbeaten run. 5 wins in a row. They continue this unbeaten run at home. It's now 8 without defeat at Thorpe Arch, and their advantage at the top of the table is extended. Really good second half resilience shown by the Whites, and they will move 8 points clear for the time being. Wolves are currently in action against Burnley with 10 minutes to go. Leeds' closest challengers. They have 2 games in hand as it stands, with that game still to be finished, and the two will play each other next week. Back on LUTV for a 1 o'clock kickoff. It is Wolves away from home on the 25th of January. So Fulham have beaten Palace. It is still goalless between Burnley and Wolves, but all that matters here is that Leeds United have come out on top against Stoke thanks to Diego Llorente's first half header. The full-time score at Thorpe Arch is Leeds United 1, Stoke City 0.